The history of Nepal is rich and fascinating, spanning centuries of cultural, political, and social development. From ancient civilizations to modern times, the country has seen various dynasties, empires, and significant events that have shaped its identity. One crucial aspect of Nepal's history is the concept of Greater Nepal and the Sugauli Treaty, which played a pivotal role in defining the nation's territorial boundaries. Greater Nepal refers to the idea of expanding Nepal's borders beyond its current territory. It emerged during the 19th century when Nepal was ruled by the ambitious and visionary King Prithvi Narayan Shah. His dream was to unify smaller independent states into a larger, more powerful Nepal. Under his leadership, Nepal successfully conquered and integrated numerous principalities, extending its influence and control. However, the concept of Greater Nepal didn't end with Prithvi Narayan Shah. It continued to captivate the imagination of Nepalese leaders and citizens alike, even after his death. The idea of reclaiming lost territories and expanding Nepal's boundaries gained momentum as a symbol of national pride and sovereignty. This brings us to the Sugauli Treaty, a significant turning point in Nepal's history. The treaty was signed on March 4, 1816, between the East India Company, representing British India, and Nepal. It marked the end of the Anglo-Nepalese War, 1814–1816. A conflict that erupted due to territorial disputes and Nepal's refusal to accept British influence. The Sugauli Treaty had profound consequences for Nepal. In simple terms, it was an agreement that established new boundaries, ceding significant territories to the British and defining Nepal's present-day shape. However, the treaty is shrouded in suspense and intrigue, revealing a complex series of events and negotiations. Picture this: it's 1814, and Nepal, under the leadership of its ambitious rulers, has rapidly expanded its territories. But the British East India Company, already exerting control over large parts of the Indian subcontinent, perceives Nepal's growth as a threat. The company fears that Nepal's power and influence could disrupt their hegemony in the region. Tensions escalate, and war breaks out between Nepal and the British East India Company. The war proves to be a challenging and bloody affair, with both sides suffering heavy losses. As the conflict reaches its peak, negotiations for peace are initiated. Here enters the suspense. Behind closed doors, diplomats and negotiators from both sides engage in intense discussions to bring an end to the bloodshed. They exchange proposals, counter-proposals, and engage in tactical maneuvers. The fate of Nepal's territorial integrity hangs in the balance, as the British aim to curtail its expansion and secure their own strategic interests. After months of back-and-forth negotiations, the Sugauli Treaty is finally drafted. But its contents remain a closely guarded secret, known only to a select few. The suspense builds as rumors and speculations circulate among the Nepalese population. What territories will be lost? Will Nepal retain its independence? These questions consume the minds of the people, fueling anxiety and uncertainty. Finally, the treaty is revealed. The suspense dissipates, giving way to mixed emotions among the Nepalese. The treaty stipulates that Nepal cedes territories in the Terai region, including the fertile lands of the Tarai Plains. This loss is a bitter pill to swallow, as these lands were considered an integral part of Nepal's identity. While the Sugauli Treaty marks a setback for Nepal, it also ensures the country's survival and independence. The treaty sets clear boundaries, reaffirming Nepal as a sovereign nation. It becomes a crucial historical milestone, shaping Nepal's territorial identity. And while the Sugauli Treaty marks a setback for Nepal, it also ensures the country's survival and independence. The treaty sets clear boundaries, reaffirming Nepal as a sovereign nation. It becomes a crucial historical milestone, shaping Nepal's territorial identity and serving as a reminder of the challenges faced in maintaining sovereignty. In conclusion, the history of Nepal is a tale of conquest, expansion, and negotiations. The concept of Greater Nepal and the suspenseful Sugauli Treaty have left indelible marks on the nation's identity. Despite the loss of territory, Nepal's spirit endures, and it continues to thrive as a unique and resilient country.